All right, how's it going today, everybody? Big day today. Huge day today. Huge day. So, we are going to talk about the Champions League today. And before we start, Caesar Sportsbook free bet insurance. I put my glasses on so I can see. It doesn't really help me. Up to $1,250. First-time users download the app today. Check your state's age limit. Please bet responsibly. Like, subscribe, ring the bell every day. You'll be able to watch all the shows on Max Wagers Network. All right. Let's see what we got. Where are we at here? Where are the odds? Oh, we got to move this over here. And move this over here. And move this over here. And we're going to share the screen for you. All right, there you go. So we got games kicking off in just under 2 hours here. Sporting Lisbon and Tottenham and Victoria Pilsen Inter. So remember, we talked a little bit about these yesterday. I'm going to go into these a little bit more. If you're looking for some of these plays here, you can find them on Bettors Insider as well. So, when you look at this game here, this Tottenham Sporting game, we're going to go into it. And we're going to talk about this game because I know Plus Money didn't love this game. I'm waiting for the lineups to drop. This is possible lineup here. This is not probable lineup. Not really a lot of players out for Tottenham. So we'll see that. I'm waiting for that to drop. Let's see what they say for this probable lineup for Liverpool. Interesting stuff. Okay, so what's up, man? There he is. Got these games pulled up for today. We're waiting for the lineups here for Lisbon and Tottenham. Lisbon has a few injury concerns. Not positive how pivotal they are. I know Lucas Moura is out, which doesn't really matter because he's not getting in the lineup anyway. But yeah, this line has moved a little bit. It's actually moving towards Sporting. When you see, Tottenham is now at plus 115. Remember yesterday it was, I think Sunday it was around minus 105. Now then it was a plus 105. Now it's at plus 115. Interesting movement towards Sporting. You think that has more to do with the way they played last week?
Yeah, even yesterday it was minus 106, but I'm thinking maybe more so the injuries if they're going to play concerned, that's all the more reason for Sporting to stick to a defensive game plan here.
So the thing with, like, I know Tottenham is going to be one of the – so the Premier League, there's 7 matches going. Of course, my team won't play because they're worried about Manchester United fans battering the Leeds fans as they always do. But they will play – I can't believe they're playing only some of these games. It's just ridiculous. Like, how is Arsenal playing, not allowed to play on Wednesday, but they can play on Sunday in London? Like, I just don't get it. Like, Brentford and Arsenal, I just don't understand how that game is going to go ahead. It is what it is. Tottenham's playing. So if Tottenham played, they got a break. They didn't play over the weekend while Sporting had to play. So players are going to be rested. I don't know if that, we talked a little bit about that yesterday with some of these other games. I don't know if that comes into consideration for your picks here, or just, the more I think about the game, it's probably going to be, there's some pretty decent value on Spurs over 1.5 goals, because it looks like it's probably going to be a low scoring game. So, if Spurs can get an early goal, maybe score 2 goals. I think that line is plus 115, plus 112, over 1.5 goals. Usually you see Spurs, over 2.5 goals. So are you just kind of staying away from this game, you think?
Yeah, this is a team, like I said, I don't trust Tottenham to score on the road. And with, Sporting injuries, they ripped off a nice road win against Frankfurt. And if you look at their group, it's really not that strong. Like, it's Marseille, Frankfurt, Tottenham. Tottenham's clearly the best team in there. That's the one Premier League team. It's probably the strongest league in there as well. Like, the Bundesliga and Ligue 1, we know, aren't very strong. Portugal can't compare to those leagues. So I almost think you're seeing that line movement just because, Sporting is probably going to play a defensive game plan here, because they're thinking, we already got 3 points in a road game we probably shouldn't have. Now we're playing, we're at home, but we're playing probably the best team in the group that we know is likely going to finish first. Maybe if we can at least get a point off of them here, then we have a much better chance against in some of our matches against the 2 other teams.
Yeah, it's interesting. We'll get to that Marseille Eintracht Frankfurt game later. I talked a little bit about it yesterday, but Marseille at minus 120 there. I think I'll be honest. I watch a lot of the Ligue 1 games. I'm almost getting to the point here where I think the French league is better than the German league. I know there's some. The German league, I just don't like. Who's the best player in the league? Like, there's no stars. There's not really a lot of stars in that league. I just, I don't know. Maybe there's not in the French league. I just look at the French league and see these games and week in and week out. And, a lot, the games are crazy. A lot of red cards. To me, that league is much more challenging and much more interesting than the Bundesliga. And it's, to me, you can't bet the Bundesliga. So, once again, we talked about that. Inter and Pilsen is the other early game here. Once again, waiting for the lineups for that. But this, once again, like, I just, this Inter team, no Lukaku, I don't. This line is crazy to me. You can get Pilsen or draw is nearly 2-1 at home against Inter, who I don't know if they're. I don't know who's going to score their goals. I don't know if what you think about this game, but like I would probably stay away from it. But if I might even take a chance here and 2-1 for 2 of the 3 outcomes at home. I don't know. It's an interesting thought, at least.
Yeah, like I said, I think this Pilsen team is probably the best in the Czech Republic right now, even better than Slavia Prague with the way they've been playing there. And Inter Milan, they have trouble scoring goals. They have trouble in their road games. Now they're going to a different country here. They're just, I don't know. They're a weird team to me. I don't see them like they're not the kind of team that's going to come out and smash them 3-1 here on the road, but they really need to, because if you look at their group with Bayern and Barcelona, like they're staring at third place right now.
Yeah, it's well, the crazy thing is right now, if Pilsen could get a result here, Inter's probably in a lot of trouble because they might not even get out of the group and into the Europa League, because I mean this is a huge game. I mean, if Inter can win this game, Inter has the 2 games with Barcelona, in on match days 3 and 4. Let's see if that. I forget the who gets the home game. Barca plays Inter on October 12th. Inter plays Barca on October 4th. So Inter gets the home game first. If Barcelona doesn't win today, which I will get to that later. That's I'm on your train here. I actually that's probably my favorite play of the day today. We'll get to that, but Inter has a chance maybe, if they can win this game and get something in those 2 games against Barcelona. The only problem is Bayern's going to be playing Pilsen twice, so Inter really needs to win this game to have any chance to get out of the group. But I just don't know if they're going to. I don't have a lot of confidence in them to do that.
Yeah, and you know what? If I was on Pilsen, I got to be thinking, wow, we really got screwed with this group and the draw. But you also got to be thinking like, okay, you were not going to get through the 2 powerhouses, but this Inter Milan team is vulnerable. And if we can get some points here at home, it might be just like a 2-horse race for between those 2 just to get to third place. Like it could come down to a point, because I don't think Inter Milan's going to win any of their games against Bayern. They already lost at home to Bayern. Yeah. They're not going to go into Germany, as bad as Bayern has been. It's still Champions League. They're not going to go into Germany, win that game. And I don't think I think if Bayern can beat Inter Milan on the road, then Barcelona can definitely do it in Italy. So this is a team where Inter Milan might be staring at 4 losses here. And it could very well come down to their matches against Pilsen.
Yeah, you know what? I may end up talking myself into it. I do like the double chance. I might throw $10, $10-15, at plus 650 on Pilsen at this game. Like, I don't know if it'll come out, but it's a tough spot for Inter. Like you said, I mean, they have to win this, but I don't know if they will. It's I don't know. I don't mind this Pilsen team. They're not terrible, and I'd like to see the lineups first, but I might take a little chance, take a little flyer in that game. I'm not real big on betting underdogs, but every once in a while I'll throw a couple bucks on a game. Won't be like, I mean, $10 pays back 75, which is not terrible, but
yeah. But you know what? You can't tell me this draw, like come on, how fixed is this draw? You're telling me we got Man City and Dortmund in the same group, Haaland returning to his old team, and you also get Barcelona and Bayern in the juggernaut group, Lewandowski returning to his stadium today. Like, come on, something seems a little fishy there. I know there's been issues with the draw.
Are you trying to tell me that football is fixed? I can't. That is truly shocking.
I know. It's not like Juventus got knocked down to Serie D years ago for mob collusion.
I mean, definitely, yeah. Look, I think shenanigans go on with those. Just watching the Champions League draw last year, and you just.
Didn't they miss a ball or something like that?
United, and then it ended up. Manchester United should have stayed with whoever they were with, because they ended up getting beat by Atletico Madrid. But it was like super dodgy, and then they just let it go, and then there was outrage on Twitter and everywhere. It was all over Twitter. It was just outrage. People were going crazy, and then they had to redo the draw, and they're like, "Listen, we messed up," and I'm like, Man, how do you mess up a draw?
Yeah, like how do you forget to put the Man United ball in there or
Yeah.
whatever? Like,
It's
come
just
on.
so crazy. Like, it drives me nuts.
I like how they do it like the lottery. No, it's like the balls are gonna come out.
Hot and cold balls like the Knicks had that one time. Now they got the papers and stuff like that with the things that come
Nah, I miss the balls.
The 3:00 kickoffs. There's only 5 today. Remember, the 6th one got moved to tomorrow. Rangers once again had issues with policing. I don't know how that's going to be any different tomorrow, but it is. So whatever. There's only 5 matches, and I don't know. The Bayer Leverkusen Atletico Madrid. I'm not touching that game. I mean, Atletico Madrid should win. They beat Porto. I mean, they're the better team, but I just don't know. I wouldn't bet that game.
Leverkusen and Atletico Madrid. I mean, if I had to pick a side, I would take Atletico Madrid just because of how bad Leverkusen has been. But
I would probably take the under 2.5. Decent.
Oh yeah, good old game of terror ball. You know, their under didn't even cash in their last Champions League match because there was stoppage time goals.
Was there? Yeah.
Yeah, they beat Porto 2-1. The first goal was scored in the 91st minute.
Really?
So like this is what I mean, man. Like when you get to the 90th minute with a 0-0 and you don't cash your under,
3 goals in injury time.
Ridiculous. That's
90
ridiculous.
plus 11.
I almost took the under in that game too. Thank God I didn't. I was even staring at it like in the 85th minute, 0-0. I was like, oh man, I should have gave this under out. And then 10 minutes later, I looked at Atletico 2-1. I said, where did the goals come from?
I just saw the score. Like, I didn't see how it happened. The red card here in the 81st minute and 3 goals and injuries. I can't even imagine. I would have been so mad if I.
This is why cash out, man. If you can cash out your under at 0-0 in the 90th minute, take it.
I'm a big fan of these cash outs.
3 goals in stoppage time, and there you go. You're screwed.
Yeah, look, I mean, it's so. Especially with my parlays, like it gets to the point. It's the law of diminishing returns. If my parlay is going to pay me back $287, and it's a 2-1 game in the 85th minute, and it's like 240 or something like that, it's $30 short. Like a lot of times I'll just take the money because I've been burned so many times with it, and I'm not like I'll make up $37 or whatever it is, or $40, whatever. Sometimes I let it ride, but a lot of times if it's like 250, 300, 350, something like that, I'll just take the money and just go look for another game to bet. I get sick to my stomach when I lose these games in the 95th minute or something like this. I lose like a huge parlay.
I have a saying, man, the 90th minute giveth and the 90th minute taketh away. You don't know how many times I've been screwed by a 90-minute goal and how many times I've been saved by a 90-minute goal. So, it's give and take with it. Sometimes the soccer gods are on your side, and other times they're just crapping on you.
Nope. This Barcelona Bayern Munich game, the odds are crazy here. Bayern is down to -113 now. I think it was -136 yesterday.
Yeah. It was plus 280 for Barcelona 2 days ago, and now it's down to plus 240. Big movement on Barcelona.
Yeah, I think, for me, when you look at the double chance as well, Barcelona or draw is -108, which is, I think, a really good price for a team that's plus 255. I think that hasn't moved as much as the line there. You're getting 2 of the 3 outcomes here for a team who's probably better than Bayern Munich. It's just on the road. I just tried to look through, I don't know who's going to score a goal for Bayern. I know who's scoring for Barcelona.
The guy who was scoring for Bayern for so many years.
Who's scoring for Bayern.
And let's hope he doesn't pull a Russell Wilson in this game, returning home.
That game too, man. That game was so crazy. I mean, how many times did the Broncos fumble inside the red zone?
Twice on the 1 yard line.
twice on the 1 year. Yeah,
twice on the 1 yard line. Like that game could have easily been a win,
talk
and they
about
just
fifth, man. Talking about stuff like that, man.
flag on every play for the Seahawks.
Like, hey, it's crazy. It's hard, man. That's it's talked about this with my buddy, like from the ESPN show, Joe Witt. Like, it's hard to bet the NFL, man. All these teams are pros. They're all good.
Exactly, right? There's a reason they're in the NFL, and especially in week 1 when you're basing everything on speculation and moves. Like, who knew Matt Ryan was going to lay an egg for the Colts out there? Like, some people knew, but I thought he'd be a little bit better. Frank Reich's a good defensive coach, but their defense got like shredded in that game. So
and there's just so many dodgy things. I think the Broncos fumbling on the goal line, the Titans had that game locked up and then a muff punt. And it's just like, I mean, that's the thing, man. When you're talking about like margins like this and something like that happens to change the game. The thing that makes me mad, like a lot about with that stuff is like when we handicap the games properly and then something like that, or like you handicap the game properly, it's like a red card or something, just something like that.
That's the worst, man. Like, you and then you still see they get a red card in the 10 minutes and you see them dominate still because they're playing a bad team with like 70% possession for the rest of the match and can't score though.
Yeah, there's been some games where the team's up like 1 or 2-0, and then you get a red card, or 1-0 and you get a red card, and you're just like, it's crazy. Sometimes I'll like, if I'm at home on a Saturday, I'll be watching some of that stuff, like red cards, and say like, all right, I'm piling on the other team. It doesn't always work, but it is what it is. I know you have this game in your premium plays here. When I look down here, over 1.5 goals for Barcelona is at plus 110. I think that's absolutely ridiculous. This game is, I mean, I don't know, but I can't imagine this game is 1-0 or 0-0. I think both teams score some goals.
Well, you got to think like Bayern Munich is blowing leads in their own league to bad teams. And now you want them to keep probably the best striker on the planet out of the net here, who used to play for their team. So I'm sure he knows the weaknesses on defense. Obviously, they have a few new players there, but like, I don't know, man. These players come and go, and this Bayern defense just never gets better.
You know what the thing too is, like, I mean, when you see Barca's plus 250 in the second half, by the way, both teams to score here is minus 286. I mean, I've never seen a higher total than that. Like, I've never seen that, minus 286. I mean, there's going to be goals, but then and the over under is 3.5. But then Barcelona minus 1, the over 1.5 is plus money. Like, it doesn't add up to me because, over 1.5 and over 1.5 is only 3. And 1 is plus money and 1 is minus 200. Over 2.5 here is plus 170. Well, that's your 4, and the over 3.5 is minus 106. Like that, just to me, it doesn't add up. So I do like, I gave out Barcelona here, Barcelona over 1.5 goals, and I like Lewandowski to score. It's plus 110. I just don't think they're going to get stopped. That's,
Oh, you don't think he's raring to score on his old team here?
Yeah.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, this is, I would say that's probably the best. I mean, once again, I don't always love playing plus. I don't really like playing underdogs. I like trying to play favorites, but I think this Barcelona team is a better team than Bayern Munich, and I think the line is off here, and I think Barcelona is probably the better play. And you got Bayern Munich at minus 113, or you got the other 2 outcomes at minus 108. Are you taking 2 outcomes or are you taking 1 outcome? I'm going to take the 2 and hope that it comes in. Porto and Bruges, once again, I think when you look at the tables for this group, Luis Diaz, anytime scorer from Devat. Yeah, we're going to get to that game in like 2 minutes. But that's a good call, David. Lekishvili. How you doing, buddy?
Are you from Georgia? That sounds like a Georgian name.
Yes. You watching? Where are you watching, David? Just give us a shout.
It's the Shvili part. I know that Georgia has a lot of, especially if you look at their lineup for the Georgia national team. It's all just like it's Philly. It all ends in Philly. I know it's a very Georgian thing.
This is an interesting, if I'll tell you the one thing about this game that is a little bit, Georgia. There you go. How's it going, man?
Yeah, welcome. I like Georgia. I think they have they play well at home, and I made some money in the international break last year just betting them in Nations League and home games, draws, and things like that. Like they come, or double chances, they come to play at home.
Yeah. Yeah, they're a tough team, man. This Bruges, if Bruges could ever manage to win this game here, they'd be on 6 points through 2 games, and this group is going to, and this, Porto's probably done. I mean, I know that Porto could come through and, win 2 games against Leverkusen, beat Bruges and whatever, and get 10 points and go through. But, it's a massive game. And then, really, which means if Porto and Leverkusen win today, all the teams are on 3 points, and that would kind of make perfect sense for this group because I don't think any of these teams are any good, per se. But I don't know. Porto minus 250. You got to the -1 line is minus 152. I mean that's high to me. It's not even really worth taking that, to be honest. You might as well just leave it as a minus 245 or minus 250 and put it in a parlay. I don't know your thoughts on this game, but
Club Brugge has been a disappointing team in their league for me this year. Like they're winning their games, but you're getting them at juice numbers and they're not winning games by 2. And I don't even think they're the strongest team in Belgium this year. There's actually I think Royal Antwerp's undefeated right now. I know they got knocked out of Conference League, but they were something like 7-0-0 last time I saw. So I think Anderlecht. Man, I think Anderlecht's on the upcoming. They're not playing great right now, but they're on the come up. Genk is on fire in that league. Club Brugge better be focused on this match because they might not be in Champions League next season at all with some of the teams in there.
Yeah, Antwerp is 8-0 right now. 19 score,
crushing 8-0-0. How often do you see a start like that? Even in these smaller leagues, like teams like Ludogorets usually draw a game early in the season here and there. That is a strong start, 8-0-0. And they had to play conference games mixed in as well at the beginning of their season. So they were basically playing conference game, league game, conference game, league game. And then they got kicked out by Başakşehir. And that was now they just focused on a league. But
yeah, scoring a lot of goals too. Since they got knocked out, they 2 goals, 4 goals, 3 goals, 2 goals. So they're scoring multiple goals.
Yeah, them and Genk, be on the lookout.
What do you? I'm not sure. I think Portugal wins this. Porto. I think Porto wins this game, but the only way to bet it I would see is maybe -1.5 because.
I would feel better with the -1 because I don't even know if they're going to clear that -1.5.
Yeah, I would probably put it in a parlay, I think, maybe.
Because you got to be thinking Bruges looks at this group Leverkusen's garbage. Porto is good, but they're no elite team. And even Atletico Madrid is the power team in that group, but it's not like they're great. They don't score a ton of goals or anything. They're not even going to challenge their league title this year with Real Madrid and Barcelona there. So I look at Porto as the kind of team where they're going to have to come and win this game because you're right. If they don't get 3 points, it could be out of this group in a hurry. But at the same time, Club Brugge has got to be feeling good about their win over Leverkusen. And they got to be thinking, this is going to be a close group in the end. If we can rip away a point here with the draw, let's do that, and then we go home and we have a better chance in our home games, obviously, to collect the 3 points. But yeah, I think this one could be a draw, maybe.
So David is asking Porto and over 2.5. Over 2.5 is -136. That parlay pays plus 108. Yeah, if you think Porto's going to win, I think probably, that's not a bad play. I think Porto does give up some goals, and maybe Bruges does as well in the league. So, there could be some goals scored here. It's not my favorite game of the day, but, I do think Porto is probably the second best team in the group.
Yeah, I would say so.
They got to the quarters last year, I think, right? They win their I think they won that group. Didn't they? I forget. Look that up.
I'm wondering, what can you get for Porto to win by exactly 1? I can't even find it.
Did they get knocked out? No, they got into the Europa League. Okay.
So you can get plus 260 for Porto to win by exactly 1 goal. I would almost take a chance on that because I think Porto is probably going to win this game at home, but I don't see them clearing that 1.5. I could see this being like a 1-0, 2-1 type game.
Yeah, that's what David is saying here, 2-1, 3-1, something like that. So yeah, that's actually. What are the odds on that?
Plus 260.
Yeah, I mean that's not.
I know you're asking for a lot, but I don't know. I might take a chance just because it. Like Bruges is not a bad team.
Yeah, I think maybe you got Porto to win and both teams to score is plus 225, which is interesting. I think. Man, how about that? Both teams to score in both halves plus 1,500. Yeah, maybe Porto to win and both teams to score. If you think think it's going to be 2, David, if you think it's going to be 2-1 or 3-1, maybe this is the way to go here. Porto to win and both teams score 225. That's actually not bad odds there. So now we get to Liverpool. Let me just go to this game just because you asked. Luis Diaz anytime goal score is plus 165. My problem with Liverpool is
everything.
Thank you, David. Yes, I hate Liverpool. Salah doesn't score. Like this is probably, maybe Salah scores today because it's not a big game, but Salah doesn't show up in these big games. I don't know what their lineup's going to be. I would say, David, like I would wait to see who plays because if it's Nunez, Salah and Jota, obviously, or Firmino. I don't know. Does Luis Diaz get in the starting lineup here? I just don't know anymore. These guys. Of these guys, like to me, the guy that I would pick to score a goal is probably Jota. I just think he's pretty good when he plays, but they haven't been using him as much anymore. I don't know why. I think this guy Darwin and Nunez is going to be a bust. I think he when you look at his play and you looked at his because Manchester United was linked with him, he needs so much service. He's like Ronaldo at this point. Like you're not making your own goals or whatever this thing. So you need service. So if they shut down the service, he's not going to score. Salah can get his goals every once in a while. He just doesn't score in big games. I just don't know about this game. I know, like yesterday we talked about it. Like Liverpool should win this game easily. I'm not really impressed with Ajax. I mean, I just you look at their lineup, their potential lineup here. I mean, I don't know, like Bergwijn, Kudus, Todd. I mean, they're just
okay. That reminds me, that guy called Berghouse's goal. I forget who it was. Berghaus scored one of Ajax's 4 goals in the last Champions League.
How about that? Nice.
That guy, I forget who it was, but gotta give him props. And props to Abdi. I don't know if he's watching right now, but he nailed Başakşehir yesterday. I did say I was weary because they've been in great form. And
who won that?
Başakşehir 1-0 with a late goal. But they might be the team, man. They might be the team in Turkey this year. Trabzonspor definitely doesn't look good.
He was on. So, Davi, that was you that picked that game. Okay. Foxy says, "What's up?" Yeah. How? Hope you're both well.
What's going on, Foxy?
Davi, that was you that picked Berghaus, man. Good call in that.
Respect, David. That was good. That was.
And Abdi also had Iowa State over the weekend.
He's been killing it.
Play. Yeah. He was adamant that was his play. So.
I remember these things. I see them in the chat. I remember. Gotta give people the credit when they deserve it.
Yep.
I made a note. I said Berghuis because I thought he meant Bergwijn too, and then I saw Berghuis, and I was like, "Oh, okay." And then I saw him score.
That was high value. It was almost 2-1, I think, right? 2-1 or 3-1.
Yeah, and they crushed the Rangers too. Like he scored the second goal, I think, but they scored 4 in that game. But yeah, man, he got on the board pretty early. First half, I'm pretty sure.
I'm telling you that, I don't know. I guess, man, I don't know. Maybe Rangers aren't any good, but
they're not. Trust me. I got my guy, my Scottish guy is telling me it's all young guys. They gave away a lot of the midfield talent. I think he was a big Aaron Ramsey fan. Like, I think that would, like, when they got Aaron Ramsey, he was like, "Oh, it's going to change our team. Like, this is great. We're finally going to have a strong midfield, all this stuff." So I'm telling you, Celtic is the team to beat in that league this year.
Yeah.
The only reason the Rangers won that one title season is because they were trying to prevent Celtic from winning 10 straight, because apparently the record is 9 straight and it's held by both of them, I think.
How about that? Yeah, Stevie G, right? Stevie G went and won and then came here and tanked Aston Villa. I just don't know where to bet this game. Like, I don't know how to bet this game. I think Liverpool wins, but, are they going to win by more than, -1 is +1 is -115.
Yeah. And that's the thing I don't think people realize about this Liverpool team, that they're not the same as they were. And people just think, they always see Salah. Oh, Salah scored against Salah. He wasn't the team. Sadio Mane made this team. He was the guy. He played like a midfielder. He was just feeding Salah all day. He put him in all those scoring positions. You take that out of the equation, and you're right. You got Salah, who can't generate his own goals. Then you have Darwin Nunez, now another high maintenance striker who can't do his own, or can't create his own chances. So where do the goals come from? They don't have that setup guy, that strong midfield.
That's right. David says he thinks Lewandowski scores but doesn't play well. All right, that's interesting. I do think, David, what are your thoughts on that game? You think Bayern wins that, or you think Barcelona comes and wins that? I know Foxy too. If you have any thoughts. Yeah, this game, I'm not going to bet it. I would love to see Ajax win.
Oh man, that would be like Christmas morning if Ajax won today.
Because
nice little 1-0 slip away.
If Ajax, oh man, that would be so great. If Ajax and Napoli win these 2 games this week, I mean, all of a sudden, man, it's the same thing. If Rangers could beat Napoli, I don't think they will, but if Ajax and Napoli win this group, that Napoli win 4-1 over Liverpool is going to end up being massive for this group at the end of it, because Napoli gets Rangers. And then they get Ajax at home and away in match day 3 and 4 after the international break. And, if Napoli could get 3 points from that, or 4 points or 6 points somehow, whatever, same with Ajax, though. If Ajax wins today, if Ajax and Napoli win today, going into the match day 3 and 4, Liverpool, you got to imagine, will beat Rangers twice. But, it's going to set them up for the thing. If Liverpool wins, all of us, the group is open, and Liverpool's back in contention to win the group or finish second, obviously. But Napoli has That's the edge.
But, even if this group does get close, think about how big that 4-1 win is going to be for Napoli. That's a 3 goals added to your goal difference right there. And, unless Liverpool comes and destroys you at home,
Yep.
I don't know. It's going to be close, man.
David says 2-2 in the Barcelona Bayern game, which will do my both team or the Bayern and or Barca and Joel bet well. And Foxy says he won more games college football parlays on the weekend than he did for the soccer. He said he was robbed on his main parlay with the Juve and
got to stay away from Juventus this year. They're not a good team. They don't have a goal scorer. They're just, oh man, they're such.
That was the craziest. That final, that was the craziest thing in the world.
And you know what? Salernitana has a good team this year. They're a team, actually, I haven't bet on them yet, but I've been watching them. And the fact that they took a 2-0 lead in that game, they have some good players on that team. I'm totally drawing a blank on them, but I know they made some good moves. And I don't think they're this was a team that was in Serie B like 2 years ago. I don't think they're getting relegated, man. I think they're here to stay for a few years.
Look at this. This would have, I probably would have thrown something through my TV, man, if I had this. He missed the penalty, then he scores to make it, and then Milik scores. He takes his shirt off when he's celebrating. They get him a red card. They give the VAR gives the goal, takes the goal away, and then there's 4 red cards in the final 3 minutes of the game. Milik, Allegri, and Quadrado got one for Juventus. Fazio got one for Salernitana. I mean, it just like absolute. There's a penalty in 45 plus 5. Like, so there's when was the last time you ever saw a game outside the Premier League go to like plus 5? Like, the card was given a plus 4, so like the penalty.
You know what? These small leagues, not a league like Italy, they never give them extra time unless it's like a team like Inter Milan. I've seen 9 minutes for it when they need their Inter Milans and their AC Milans to score. They'll give them the 9 minutes, but. I saw like an Austrian game, or maybe it was in Belgium the other day. It had like 10 minutes of stoppage time. We get to the 105th minute. I think Greece, there was one yesterday. PAOK had like 9 minutes of stoppage time. It's always in these smaller leagues because they're trying to help out the giant, I guess.
I remember watching Manchester United play Blackpool, and like it was 2011 when Blackpool first came up. It was either 2011 or 2000. It was 2011 because I was there when they. For the title, and it was Fabio he had a head injury. I think it was Fabio or Raphael, one of the twins. And it was like they played like 100 and they added like 12 minutes of stoppage time or something like that. So they played into like the 103rd minute. That was United was down 2-0 and they scored 3 goals in the second half to win 3-2. It was one of their title campaigns, so that was crazy stuff. But yeah, I'm probably going to stay away from that Liverpool game. And then the last game of the day is Marseille and Eintracht Frankfurt. I really like Marseille in this game. They don't give up a lot of goals. Their defense really plays well. It's really organized. They're doing really well in the league. I thought they played really well last week against Tottenham. We're a little bit unlucky to kind of capitulate late. I don't know about Frankfurt, but they play in the Bundesliga. So right away, I'm looking at Marseille here. I'd like it if it was maybe a little bit closer to, but minus 120 is pretty good play there. I don't know what your thoughts are on this one, but
that one was minus 110 2 days ago.
Yeah, it's creeping up a little bit. I really like this Marseille team. I mean, when you look at their lineup, like you kind of forget, like, I mean, it's you got all the old heads in there. It's Luis Suarez and I guess they don't have him in the lineup here. Alexis Sanchez.
Their team's like Arsenal. I forgot. Their attack is like Arsenal 5, 10, or 7 years ago.
Yeah, Eric Guendouzi, who's been good. I don't know why they have this lineup because they have like Payet and some players, Luis Suarez and Alexis. They do. For that league, it's a pretty decent team, and I think they'll finish second in that league pretty easily. I don't know if they can beat PSG. I'm sure they probably
Luis
can.
Suarez on Marseille?
I think so.
Oh yeah, look at that. There he is. Okay, he hasn't played since I guess their
Oh, it's the other
Tottenham match. Oh yeah. Because I was going to say I thought I read something about because when I was looking at the transfer window, I was looking at all the different transfers, just trying to get caught up. Sometimes you miss stuff, right? Like can't be on top of everything all the time. But yeah, I noticed he was just like he was on no club, and I think it was because he was going back to Newell's in Argentina.
Yeah.
But no, not Newell's. National is the team, his old team, National. But yeah, I don't even know what's going on with Luis Suarez these days.
Yeah, they got Senges under Payet, who's a fantastic player. Gerson, who's attacking midfielder, pretty good. Guendouzi's been very good over there since he left Arsenal, got the hell out of Arsenal. Nuno Tavares, who's come from Arsenal. Bailly, who's come from Manchester United. Chancellor Mbemba. They do have a really decent squad.
How come it didn't work in Arsenal?
Oh, Guendouzi?
No, just everybody. Like they got like 3 players there from Arsenal.
Yeah, this is Foxy. It's the Colombia Luis Suarez, ex Barca Suarez is back in Uruguay with National. Yeah. But they do. I do like this team a lot. I think they're a little bit of a dangerous team in that group. And I just let's see, Group D.
We should have some lineups now.
Sporting Tottenham. Let's see if their lineups are out. Confirmed lineup: Harry Kane, Richarlison, Son, Emerson, Højbjerg. It's actually, you know what? It's crazy thing is, like the lineup is exactly what the lineup said it was going to be, which is kind of crazy. So, yeah, I do like Tottenham. Very strong lineup, and then the other game is
Inter Milan.
Let's see their lineup. Zeko, Joaquin Correa, Henrik Mkhitaryan. They're playing Henrik Mkhitaryan in this game, man. In a must-win game in the Champions League. Look at this lineup. Woo! Hell, that team stinks.
Honestly, though, like Mkhitaryan, I don't think he's that bad because, like, take him out of the lineup and look how bad Roma's been with their attack.
Yeah,
they score goals without
He's
him.
probably good over there. I mean, he's so bad for us. But
and I thought Roma was going to be a lot better because they got Tammy Abraham there, and they just picked up Dybala, who's broke Ronaldo's record for jersey sales on his first day, and their attack's been garbage. It's a team that should be scoring 3-4 goals a game, and they're like tying 1-1 with
who coaches that team?
Roma? That's actually
Jose Mourinho.
Is it? Oh my god! Of course, it's Mourinho.
It's Mourinho and his.
What else is new?
Yeah, look,
problems with the attack. What else is new?
I do like Tottenham today, so.
Yeah, I don't think those lines have shifted yet. It looks pretty much the same. Actually, Inter Milan's come down a bit. I think it was minus 250. Now it's 223, or maybe I'm just misremembering. I don't know.
Let's see. Man, it has moved a little bit. Tottenham is plus 107, so Tottenham's moved. So,
they're not even starting Martinez though, Inter Milan? And they're not starting, I don't even know how to pronounce his name, and I should know because I had a Turkish guy teach me. Kalhanoglu. They're not starting him. I don't even know how to pronounce the name, honestly. He used to play for AC Milan too. Just a sad part.
Yeah, Colin. I have to look at it to see.
I always used to pronounce it Kalhanoglu, and then like I used to. Yeah, I used to work with this Turkish guy, and he was like, not even close. He was the one who taught me how to say all the teams like Fenerbahce,
Yeah.
Gen Kleberligi, or no, he said it was Glenn Kleberligi, and Karaguchu. I was like, oh my god. He loved Zelik Chelik. That was like his favorite player when he was on Lille. Now he's moved. I forget where Chelik is.
I don't even. Yeah. I have no idea. Liverpool, Bayern Munich, and Marseille to each score 2 goals, plus 340. Man, take a chance on that. All right. Put a little wager in there.
Gotta get those in before the lines move.
Exactly. Eligibility issues.
Yeah, they're not even starting De Vrij on defense. This is a weird Inter Milan lineup, I think.
Yeah, it's interesting.
It's interesting is definitely the word I would use to describe it. And then hold on a sec. Are they? They're not starting Handanovic in net? Okay, that's interesting. Is Onana their starter now?
Yeah, maybe.
Because Onana played against Bayern, but Handanovic played against Torino. He kept the clean sheet against Torino over the weekend. And it looks like Handanovic is their league goalie, but Onana is their Champions League goalie. Does that make any sense?
All right, just pick a keeper, man.
Yeah, no, I'm looking to
never understand that stuff, man. I just pick a keeper and go with it.
Hold on a sec. Yeah, all 6 league matches in Italy, Inter Milan has gone with Handanovic, and then their game against Bayern last week, they put Onana in, lost 2-0, went back to Handanovic against Torino, and he kept a clean sheet, and now they're going back to Onana. I don't even know if I'm saying his name right, but yeah, they're going back.
Yeah.
I don't understand. Are they underestimating Pilsen? Because this lineup does not look like the strongest Inter Milan lineup, in my opinion.
I don't know what they're doing here.
It looks like they're underestimating. Maybe they didn't want to travel with some of their guys, but they're on the bench. They're on the bench.
It's crazy. I'm going to go get ready to watch these games.
Yeah, maybe your Pilsen double chance has some real value now. That Inter Milan lineup.
I'm going to take a chance. I don't know what's going to happen there, but I am definitely going to take a chance on Pilsen double chance.
Look, I'll tell you what. Martinez not striking. You don't have De Vrij starting on defense, and you're going with Onana, who let in 2 goals against Bayern at home when Handanovic has started every other league match. I don't get the lineup. I really don't.
Yeah.
Oh, and Calhanoglu, you're missing him from the midfield as well. So, like, I don't understand this lineup. This looks like Inter Milan's just asking for it.
Yeah.
And this is why we check the lineups. This is why you got to take everything with a grain of salt.
All right, so yeah, look, I'm glad we hung on here for a little bit longer to check these, because now I'm definitely going to go and pound Pilsen here. So
there's your free bet, everybody. Pilsen double chance. Anybody asking it, throw it in the chat. Or Pilsen double chance. I don't even think I can type in the chat. I have to start opening YouTube on one of these tabs. Keep the show there.
There we go. Whenever I post it, comes in, it posts as everything that's open.
I noticed that Facebook, YouTube.
Yeah. Today we're only in 2 sites or something like that. So, but it'll do that every once in a while. But all right, so yeah, that's the show. We're gonna go get ready to watch some games. Tune in tomorrow, same time. We're gonna go over these games tomorrow. Don't love the card as much tomorrow, but there are some games we do like. So, and there's an extra game, remember. So make sure you tune in for that. So. And we will see you tomorrow, and have fun watching these games. And hopefully we do as well as we did last week. See you tomorrow.